kind of be like nana na nana in the face of Black Lives Matter, because while she was chanting for years that Black Lives Matter was basically a scam, a lot of people looked at her as a sellout. So I think when we then find out later that the quote unquote the biggest organization that was repping Black Lives Matter, the one called Black Lives Matter, a lot of the people were siphoning money. They were just living lavish lifestyles off of the donations of, hardworking people who were trying to donate to help the cause of stopping police brutality and other type of, racial and prejudicial crimes against Black people. She helped expose that. I'm gonna be honest with you. She is one of those people that I believe loves, like, somebody who's right, but they want you to tell them they're right. Be like, yo, or like they want you to tell them they were wrong. You know what I mean? It's like one of those people who starts off everything like, I ain't gonna say I was right, but I ain't gonna say that I told you so, but that's Candace Owens. So, you know what I mean? I think she has an angle, but here's the point with this White Lives Matter shit. I think White Lives Matter, it's not just poking fun of the organization. I'm off of poking fun of the organization. I'm all for doing it. Black Lives Matter, in the sense of the organization, was completely a scam and a sham. It took advantage of people's, need to support the people who look like them, or people who even didn't look like them, just wanted to support it's just that humanitarian aspect of people where, like, you have empathy if you see a group of people from any type of racial group, or even people in the inner city going through certain shit. You want to support it. So people donate their hard-earned money. Black Lives Matter, the organization, is scum. That's a fact, okay? They were buying mansions and talking about, oh, these were offices. No, y'all were having parties there and y'all were living there, okay? Y'all took people's money and y'all squandered it. That's a fact. However, when trying to make fun, or when trying to point out or trying to gloat that organization was a scam, wearing a shirt that says White Lives Matter when there is no organization called White Lives Matter, right, is now trivializing the whole point of why Black Lives Matter got popular in the first place. Black Lives Matter, the organization, capitalized on the fact that the slogan Black Lives Matter was essentially a slogan that we all adopted to try to it was a rallying cry. It was like a calling call. It was a call to action to let people know that there was a movement of people that was not going to sit by idly and allow Black lives to be taken at a disproportionate rate by police who were either untrained or scared or just prejudicial, especially when Black officers ran into people of color, or I'll say just be bluntly Black people. Sometimes it wouldn't turn out right. Now, again, a lot of stuff is political, but I do think wearing a White Lives Matter shirt, just because you're happy Black Lives Matter, the organization, was a scam, the movement was definitely not a scam. There was a time, and by the way, it's still happening now, again, for both of these people who are Black, your experience with the police, and by the way, you have to add some anecdotal context to this, and I will as well, because even now, I don't feel too safe when the police pulls me over. Like, I know my white friends, they'll be reaching for whatever. I'm over here like telling them my hand is at 10 and 2. Officer, like, is it license and registration, sir? I said, can I reach in the glove compartment and I have my registration there? Like, I have to like telegraph it. I have to ask. I have to almost make sure I see a body camera. Sometimes I have to have my own camera. If I have somebody in the car, I tell them to film it. These are things that are, again, these ain't a figment of our imagination. The experience of Black people with the police is much different than the experience of most white people or most people of not Black race. And I'm not going to lump everybody in the people of color thing, because I don't be seeing these Chinese motherfuckers be getting, treated like how Black people do. So I'm going to just speak solely on Black shit, okay? Again, I have to use this anecdotal experience because I know I don't do crime, yet when I get pulled over by the police, it's been many situations. They see me driving a nice car. Car thefts are up in many places in the United States. The way they treat you is almost, we know this ain't you. We know you're probably guilty. We know they do the most. And also, they're usually looking for a reason, you know what I mean, to say step out the car. Oh, they might also be, their face is on your car trying to see if they have a reason to try to search you. They're trying to figure out a way how they could escalate a simple traffic stop. And if you look at a lot of these situations, simple traffic stops turn into much more. Simple summonses that was, hey, listen, you see somebody do some shit, you issue them a simple summons and you keep it moving. Most of these things were escalated into life and death scenarios. So it's very well within the right of most people that are black to be operating and also a little bit in fear when they have these interactions with police. So when you wear this shirt, you're not making fun of the organization. You're almost trying to say, well, white people, because now we've added the context to what Black Lives Matter meant in a movement sense. The Black Lives Matter movement, we fuck with. The Black Lives Matter organization are thieves. Two things could be true. We got to be nuanced about what we're doing. When you wear a White Lives Matter shirt, you're just trying to make headlines. You're trying to be attention seeking because, again, I don't want to repeat myself. Ain't no organization as such, and that's not the reality. There is no rallying cry for white people to be trying to say we're being endangered every time we come in contact with police. That's not a thing. So when you wear this, you're kind of, I don't want to say you're gaslighting because I hate that fucking word, but you're kind of trivializing the overall movement, all right? If you don't like the fucking company, I think we've identified the people who are the heads of these companies who are taking advantage of, you know, the movement. They control the organization. You could attack those people all day. I smiled when I saw, you know, and I know some of y'all don't like Candace Owens, but I smiled when I saw Candace Owens goes to BLM house. I liked it. Let me see if I can find it. She showed up where there's a video of it. Goes to Black Lives Matter house. Let me see. Can I find a clip? This was a chick.
Oh man, like the great.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so this is insane. In real time right now, I am watching Patrice Cullors do a live property and asked if there was anyone that we could speak to. Very politely, by the way. We've got cameras in tow, so there's no.
So anyway, you know, and I think I seen the clip. She went to the house. She was like, hey, you know, I just wanted to speak with someone. They basically, like, you know, they kind of figured out who she was, and they could kind of tell that she was up to kind of like trying to be poking around for information. Eventually, they asked her to leave. She left. The chick who owns the house basically got on Instagram. This is the woman right here in the middle, start crying and bawling. It was like, oh yeah, you know, I'm being harassed. And it was just like, yo, she was trying to figure out if all of these nice things, including like these $4 or $6 million mansions, were being bought by the funds from Black Lives Matter that was largely donated by people who were trying to support the cause. Why is it supporting local residences, and why was it supporting things that necessarily isn't for the public good of Black Lives Matter? That was a great question. So I'm all with that. So, you know, I think there I give Candace the win, right? But
it's all bullshit, people.
Right here though, let me see if I can find it again. My bad. Sorry. Oh, well, I got to go back. Sorry. Go back to my Instagram. But here, Kanye, this ain't it, brother. You know what I mean? And a lot of times, I always say Kanye is one of those people who is misunderstood, and sometimes he doesn't know how to get his messaging right. But, you know, like many other things he's done, this ain't the way. This shirt ain't the way, right? Now, granted, I know what y'all going to be like, oh, well, why can't somebody wear a White Lives Matter shirt, blah, blah, blah. Again, there's a nuanced understanding of why the Black Lives Matter thing became a rallying cry. And if you have respect for that, not saying that if you're a white life, you don't matter, right? But you wouldn't try to trivialize someone else's plight when that's not exactly your plight at the moment. You let everybody get their movement. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Like, you know, the LGBTQ IA community that's fighting for, you know, certain equal treatments of whatever is, if it's transgenders or if it's motherfucking like, you know, gays and lesbians, you know, like I'm heterosexual. I don't have to, that's not my reality to be like, oh, I need this, I need this. I need to be able to marry this and third. That's my reality. I could if I want, right? So you're not going to hear me wear a fucking shirt to be like, oh, heterosexual, like you know, some demeaning shit. Like, let them do their plight. You don't got to support it, but you don't got to be, you know, trying to like also belittle it. Anyway, he did post something else in addition to it, and this is what he said. He says, everyone knows that Black Lives Matter was a scam. Now it's over. You're welcome. Now, again, I would just say, I believe Black Lives Matter, the organization, scam. Black Lives Matter, the rallying cry, not scam. Okay? Now, there's a nuanced conversation we could have. Is Black Lives Matter, was it overblown? Like, were African Americans being killed at such a disproportionate rate as opposed to other people who came in contact with police that it demanded that people be tearing down and burning down some of these cities and